Hello everyone, I'm Ed Green, and I'm here with another video about notification settings. This time I'm going to show you the conversations section of the notification settings. Last time you might recall we had a look at app settings where you could go and customize notifications, including notification sound, a priority level on a per app basis. Now that's fine, but conversation settings allows you to do it per conversation, regardless of what app your conversation might be in. So you might be someone who uses messages, you might use Facebook Messenger, you might use WhatsApp, you might use Telegram, Signal, Threema, Slack, any of these things. So instead of having to go and configure this on a per app basis, Android, I think it came in Android 11, has a nice grouping where you can reach similar settings that we were looking at last time, but via a conversation view rather than an app view. So I'm in my notification settings now, and we're looking for
Conversations, no priority conversations.
You'll recall we talked about priority levels last time. It's telling me that I haven't flagged any conversations here as priority. So I'm going to go in here and we'll take a little look what we've got.
Settings. Conversations, out of list. Navigate up, button. Non-priority conversations, heading and list. Non-priority conversations.
So they're all non-priority. You heard it on the little icon, so I didn't have any priority conversations. And I've got various different groups in here. Firstly, I have
conversations that you've made changes to.
That's slightly odd. Conversations I've made changes to. I think that must just mean conversations I've recently received messages for. And I'll swipe through these and you'll see from what TalkBack says that they're from various different apps.
Andy Williams, chats notifications. Andy Williams, Dad, incoming messages default settings. Dad, Pins, incoming messages default settings. Mother, incoming messages, podcast crew, internal notifications. Podcast crew.
So it doesn't always tell you what app those are from, but one of them was a Messenger message. That was the one that said chats. You had various ones from Google Messages itself that reported themselves as messaging. And this last one from the podcast crew is our Telegram channel. I'll just carry on going down this list because another grouping of things is going to appear in a minute.
Recent conversations, heading.
So recent conversations. So these are another grouping, and I'll just carry on flicking.
Clear recent conversations, button. Clear recent conversations.
So I can clear this list if I want to.
EE, incoming messages default settings. Clear, button.
EE is one of the phone networks I'm with. I'm going to go into this just to show you an example, and you'll recognize this view. It's very similar to the one on app settings if you watched that video. So this is just another route to get at the same settings. With a bit of a twist at the end, I'll show you.
EE, incoming messages default settings. Settings. EE, out of list. Navigate up, button. EE, messages default settings, and list. EE, button, priority, priority.
So here are our three default levels: priority, default, and silent. What I hadn't realized last time, because it's not something I'd ever see particularly, but if you have a picture of a contact and you designate a conversation from that contact as a priority, the picture is shown instead of the app icon that the conversation came from. So quite helpful, I suppose. It'll catch the eye for people with low vision and indeed fully sighted users. Although I doubt many of those are listening to this. But yeah, if you set a conversation as priority and have a picture of the person saved who is sending you a message, then you will see a picture of that person rather than, as I say, the app icon from which the message originated.
Selected, button, default, button, silent, silent.
So there we go, the three notification options as we saw last week.
Pop on screen, when device is unlocked, show notifications as a banner across the top of the screen, on, switch, pop, sound, default notification sound, sound. Lock screen, show sensitive content only when unlocked, lock screen. Show notification dot, on, switch, blink light, on, switch. Vibration, on, switch. Not a conversation, remove from the conversation section.
So sometimes it seems as though notifications which aren't conversations can erroneously appear in this list. So if you're in your conversation list and you think, actually, that's not a conversation, I don't want to see this, you can clear it. It matters because conversation notifications are grouped together in Android 11 and above. So they will be grouped differently to the rest of your notifications. So if something's not a conversation, you might want to come here and clear it. As I say, priority notifications are grouped separately. Again, they will always be at the top of your list. But yeah, as conversation notifications are grouped separately, then it can be worth clearing this if you spot something in here which is not a notification. So that's all there is to see here. As I say, predominantly just a different view to get to some of the settings we looked at last week.